Hey guys, it's Arent 15 here. Welcome to another episode of What's on My Mind. And today I wanted to talk about employment. And I wanted to talk about something that's been bugging me for the past couple months or so. Well, have you ever noticed when you ever go to a job interview or you apply for a job and they tell you that, oh, you have your resume on you, and you present your resume to them, and then they say to you, okay, we'll take a look at it and we'll call you back. Now, 9 out of 10 times they'll look at your resume and they'll call you back. But a lot of times I've seen it where they'll just glance at your resume and just put it up the side. And a lot of you don't know what happens after that. A lot of times employees will take your resume and they'll just throw it in the garbage, or they'll just paper shred your resume because they don't want to hire more people. One thing I really found really unbelievable is when I went one time to apply for Blend's Coffee, and there was this Asian girl working there. And luckily there was this other guy there working there too, but he wasn't Asian, he was a white guy. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have got an application for him. Seriously, I'm not kidding about this. I went to the Blend's Coffee to apply to work for them. And I figured, hey, Blend's Coffee, making coffee and other drinks sounds fun and pretty simple, and wouldn't be too hard, right? So I go to Blend's Coffee and I go to apply, and I go up to the counter, and this Asian girl, she's like, what would you like? And I said, yeah, I was thinking about applying for a job. Do you guys have an application form? And she looks at me and she goes, a job? No, we don't hire people. Yeah. And I was confused. I was like, what the heck? And then she's like, hold on 1 second. And she turns around and talks to her friend, boy, sorry, who's white. And the guy turns to me and says, hello sir, what would you like? And I said, I like the application form, and then for a job. And he's like, oh yeah, no problem. So he gives me an application form. I attach my resume, I fill the application form, and I get back to him. He's like, okay, we'll give you a call back in a couple of days when we know if we're hiring or not. And then she's like, really? We hire people? And then I was thinking to myself, like, oh my god, you're working there and you don't know the procedure for hiring people? This is ridiculous. And I'm really getting pissed off at when you go to an interview and after the call back, you go to an interview, and after looking at your resume, the employers tell you, oh, listen man, you sound like a great candidate and everything, but I have to review other people. And to me, which is okay, I'm okay with this. But what really pisses me off is, if you're qualified enough, they can't tell you that you're hired, which is really ridiculous. If you're hired, if you're really a qualified person, and you stand out a lot, they should at least give you a chance to show that you can prove yourself to the company, and not just say like, hey man, we'll give you a shot if something comes up, which a lot of times nothing happens. I mean, I spent almost 4 months looking for work, and I relied on people saying to me, hey man, listen, I like your resume, but we got the thing is over, and we'll get back to you, and they never get back to you. It's very unlikely that they'll get back to you. Sometimes, very rarely, they will magically call you back for a second interview. And I talked to some people, and they said, well, the best way to get noticed is to keep constantly calling the company and asking about yourself, your status position, until they get sick of you, and then you get the job. And sometimes the callbacks for a job don't even come until like months later, when probably you'll have another job already, and they'll be like, hey man, remember when you applied to work at Future Shop, for example? And he'd be like, yeah, that was like 3 months ago. Like, well, we apparently have an opening right now. Are you still interested? Not anymore. I just don't understand why employers can't give you a job right away. I mean, they look at your resume, they say, "Oh well, you're not experienced that well, but you know what? Let's give it a shot. Why not come and work for us? We'll train you. We'll see what it is, how it is, and if you're not suitable for our standards, then we'll have to let you go. And then that's better than nothing. I'd rather be working somewhere than be unemployed, have no money, and then not be able to go places where that could cost money, and people saying to me, like, "Oh, I don't want to hang out with someone who doesn't have cash," and other things. I'd rather be working and paying my bills and going places and buying stuff that I like and a whole bunch of other stuff. So that really irritates me that the employers cannot hire people right away and have to say, like, "Oh, we'll think about it," and they never give you a call, or "Oh, we'll think about it," and then they give you a call, and then it's a second interview. "Oh, I'm sorry, but we'll still have to think about this." And like, this is really ridiculous. But sometimes, if you're really lucky, like sometimes I am lucky enough to get a job, that the interview was so quick that there wasn't even an interview at all. Like, for example, my telemarketing job that I went to, for that interview, there was not even an interview. It was like a short little, "Have you ever had this? Have you ever done this before? Tell me a little bit about yourself." And then like that, you're hired. That's what I like. That should be for every single interview, for no matter what. You should the employer should say, "Okay, tell me about yourself," and you should go on and say, "Well, I'm this and that, and I'm good at this and this and that," and be like, "Okay, well, I'm going to give you a shot. Let's see what you can do." Now that would be a good way to start your new career, and I hope that the future will be like that more often. So that's what's on my mind for today's episode. Let me know what you think about this topic. Maybe you have some people who had the same experience, or maybe you have the same experience, and leave a comment at below, or make a video response to this video. And that's all I have to say for today's episode. What's on my mind? I'm at AirPod 15, and I am out.